Okay, testing 1 2 3. Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. Pardon if my voice not very clear. I just recover from fever and sore throat. I lost 2 days. My voice kind of lost in the 2 days while I was having a sore throat. So now I'm quite okay, but I will try to make it clear in my explanations about the rationales of the course for the game level design. And previously, previously in a class, I did mention to you guys about the functions of game level design theoretically, and practically. I show you in the Divine Art website some of the reference for game level designs. So basically, this is the explanations, theoretically explanations on game level designs. As you can see in front of you, the rationales of this course, which is level design is necessary for games that need to be broken into smaller sections or level. It is something similar like this one. So basically, in your design for your game level design, basically you need to come up with a few resource factors that will play a major role, uh, not only as for the user to developing their character uh, while they exploring the games that you design for them. In a way, for them to do that, you need to design specifics, uh, objects, specific subject matter, so that they can engage with these creations of specific subject matter. For example, over here you have the resources. For example, your workers have maybe your workers have plants, gardens, their own personal garden where they can grow crops, vegetables to sell to the other uh, areas, to sell to the other country, and bring investment or bring money to their kingdom. And the other options, if you playing a game, strategy game such as Warcraft, for example, uh, other than uh, the direct attack and shoot games, if you're playing tactical games, uh, that require you to develop your town, your city. So usually you will have the resources. One of it is a water resources. With water resources, you can catch fish. You can sell fish to your own people. You can sell fish to the other country, to the other areas. Then you can exchange. Not only you can exchange money, but you can also exchange weapons, exchange other stuff as well for you to proceed with the games. Then you have these, for example, magic well. When the people go to the magic well, basically they will, um, you know, they will building up their powers. And you have the castle. Usually you have castle where you can interact, where the user can explore inside the castle. This is the place where the king rules and live. So this is an example of the castle. So basically you have this kind of special uh, interaction place when you developing your game level design. Level design contributes the buildings of dramatic tensions and provide interval between bouts or rounds of intense activity. So that's why I said earlier, you need to build buildings, resources, and everything include building a library, building weapons factory, for example, to create dramatic tensions and provide interval between bouts or round of intense activity. This course can enrich the program by equipping you with skill and knowledge in subdividing a game into multiple levels. So in this rational in these courses, basically, it will equip you a skill and knowledge on how you can subdivide game into multiple levels. There should be a multiple levels within the level design, within the game level design, because you need to do a major interaction for your characters to engage with so many factors in the one level design. In doing this, you not only equip your character design with more knowledge, while they gain more knowledge by exploring the level design, but also you equip them with a proper knowledge, a proper weapons, proper needs they require to before they proceed to another level design. So what is level design? The space in which the game take place. If the game include a simulated space, then level design include creating the space that using 2D or 3D modeling tools. So basically, uh, for the simulated space, in the level design, basically you need to do some sketches, and some sketches from that you develop into a 2D. Then after that, maybe you want to do a 3D modeling tool for your 3D game design. So this is a look likes of the 3D or the builder for the game design. Of course, there are lots in the markets. Even Canva today, also Canva software today, apps can also develop 2D. And there are many 3D modeling tools, the simple one that you can create your own 3D modelings for game design. While game designers determine what kind of things will be in the game world, level designer determine precisely what features will be in each level of the game world and where these features will be. Yes, this is very correct. When you were working as a game designers, for example, I used to be a game visualizations. I try to concentrate on the worlds, the whole world, but my task also need to come with the design for the level design. So I must concentrate on the game level designs, rather other than just fully concentrate on the world designs. So in the level designs, you must consider many features. Level designer take the game designer's general plans for levels and make them specific and concrete. So level designers take the game designers. So you must prepare, you must feature in minds what it takes to design the levels and what make them specific and concrete. You must remember in the game level design, you basically training. You are training your characters to develop their skill. So in that particular level design, what are you are training for them? You must target a specific aims or specific objective. For example, in the first level of the game design, the knowledge that they require is explorations. If they need, if in the other level of game design, they require to do swimming across the sea. So in the first level design, you must train them on how to swim. So there must be a pool that they learn to swim before they can go to the big ocean to swim. So you are training them. If the most of their objective is to jump, For example, I was referencing to the old game, such as the um, one of my favorite actually is the uh, sense of time, the prince, the prince, on how this prince can jump into buildings in the Middle East environment. Prince of Persia. So the name of the games is Prince of Persia, Sense of Times. So the aim on the first level design is to test the capacity and capability of the user to jump from one building to another buildings, on how he carefully manage his jumping skill, how he can hang on to the wall, grab to the stone, grab to the wood, and how he can do backflip, another triple flip or something like that. That's how determine you uh, that's how you create your first objective on the game level design. You training you keep training. In the second level, what you are planning for your Prince of Persia. First level, the prince was training for jumping. Then the second level, the prince must learning on how to higher jump. For example, higher jump, big higher jump, big loops, hanging on the wall. So they must practice this. So you must prepare the specific level design that enable this character to build their capacity to interact with your game world. Um, so that's what it said here. Game designer general plan for levels make them specific and concrete. The other game that quite interests me, that I really like to play a long time ago, is the um, uh, we get back to that. We get back to it later. I don't remember. But when I recall the name of the game, I will tell you guys. So basically, what is level design? The initial conditions of the levels, including the state of various changeable features. It's a drawbridge initially up or down. So the initial conditions of the levels, including the state of various changeable feature explained here, is um, you're planning something on that level designs. Other than the buildings, you must plan how your character need to be built, in term of the way they think, the way they get the knowledge, the way how they manage to do a diplomacy, for examples, and that's include number of artificial opponents the player faces. Once they face when they faces with the artificial opponent, for example, they learn something new. That's make their character rich, and amounts of any resources the player controls at the beginnings of the levels. In the first in the first levels of game design, they learn to gain resources. For example, they do crops, bercucuk tanam, bercucuk tanam, then they learn how to sell the crops. They go hunting animals, then they sell animals. So this is the enable skill that require the amount of any resources. From this, they can build their weapons, they can sell their products, they can exchange weapons. So this is what is the player controls at the beginning of the levels, where resources may be found in the landscape, as I said, such as they can hunting for the animals, they can go hunt for the fish in the oceans and sell the fish, so that they can get more weapons or learns more stuff from the other NPCs. So, and they can go for the uh, bercucuk tanam crops, plants, then sell the vegetables, fruits, then they gains more weapon. For example, this prepare your character before they proceed to the other next level. So, for example, in this steps and theory of what is level design, this is the set of challenge the player will face within the levels. Um, Game offers challenge in a linear sequence. So basically, in the linear sequence is the easy ones. Most of the games they do linear sequence, easy for you to adapt with the environments. As you can see on your left here is the challenge and the skills. So started very low and it go as it look go far further for the flow channels. It's develop anxiety, but uh, it's also develop boredoms. But what we require in the game level designs, not only it develop anxiety, but in the middle of it we are increasing skills, increasing challenge, increasing skill, increasing challenge. That's what we do. So basically we do the CIC, challenge, innovate, challenge. So this will make your good game design by you increasing the skill and you increasing the challenge. So you are avoiding the boredoms. Level designer determine what that sequence will be, construct a suitable space, and place the challenge within it. And game offers challenge in number of different possible sequence or any order at all. So this is you must consider when you developing your when I ask you to do your homework, you build a cave. Inside the cave, you determine what is gonna be inside the cave. There is a pathway, so inside the cave there must be some kind of place, resting place. The challenge place inside the cave. There is a villains. There is an enemy that you must face. Um, So this is the sequence that you need to think when you develop your game level design. Up until to the levels of you do diplomacy, you do the allies, ALLIES. You do an allies with the other people outside of the cave that are asking you to do. So this is how you determine your challenge in number of different possible sequence or any order. You must have an order when you design your game level design inside the cave. The first levels inside the cave, the first order you might want to do a simple linear, which is start with the very low skills require, which is explorations. Then for the second stage, second resources, second sequence, your character not only manage to do exploration but manage to do some works. For example, manage to dig up a gold, dig up a bronze, dig up a silver to make weapons. Then at another sequence, while they're exploring the cave, they manage to catch small insects for foods and build a fire to cook a food. So this is the sequence that we're talking here. Later on, we need to do something that related to the terminations conditions of the level. Uh, Ordinarily characterized in terms of victory and or loss. In your first sequence, in your first levels, simple and linear explorations. But in your when your character do the explorations, you must have the victory or loss. The victory, when they do the explorations, they not only learn how to max weapons and dig up gold, silver, that's considered victory. But if they while they do the exploration, they fall into a cliff, they die, that's considered loss. So that's very linear. We have the boredoms level, we have the challenge levels. But in many games, level can only be won but not lost. You can as well do that in the earlier process of developing your game level design. Exploration doesn't have to kill the characters, but exploration can always enrich and enhance the character's capability and capacity. And in a few levels, they can only be lost and never won. You can as well do that, design that. It's up to you. But the interplay, say here, the interplay between the gameplay and the game story, the writer of the story must work closely with the level designer to interweave gameplay and narrative events. So you have the narrative events, uh, gain knowledge, proceed to the next stage, uh, building more knowledge, then after that gaining power, have a powers in your you can do powers, you can exploit water, you can exploit fire, for example. That's how you play with the game level designs. You must work closely with the game level designer so that you by right you will be in the sequence of making sure everything is going well according to the plan, from the small game level design to the design of the whole world. For example, I give you the example Genshin Impact. It started with a simple exploration, beautiful place where user can explore, but slowly the user also learn how to fight. Of course, they start to fight with the small animals, small monster. Then slowly they will go to the another stage where they have to fight the big monster or big NPC. Uh, NPC that is more powerful than you, for example. So this is what we're talking about, the narrative event. There's always collaboration with the game level designer. And yes, this is something that consider very important when you design your game level designs. For example, the best example is Haunting House. Haunting House game. The aesthetic and moods of the level. The game designer and art director specify the overall tone of a level. In the cave, your design, your villain, as I said earlier, uh, logically inside the cave there must be a big bat, BAT, big spiders, snakes, scorpions. You must create the moods. How dark is the cave? Can it be? Is it too dark? Or it's you can create fire, you can explore the cave. uh, is there many cliff that you can make your character die and fall, or there must be a threat. For example, inside the cave there is you if you gonna trap inside the hole, then you will die out of oxygen, for example. So this is the you are specify the overall tone. So you give the aesthetics. Aesthetics of the cave is you must design the cave that's have the reality on how a cave will looks like, the aesthetic value of it. And the artist play the important role important role to create the specific models and textures. Of course, inside the haunting house, for example, the mood usually is dark mood, scary, nervous, and there must be moving object, moving chairs, moving tables, and there must be suddenly lively dolls that can frighten you. So this is the mood that you must to create. The level designer take general specification and decide how to implement those plans. You must consider the general specification. If the plan says level 13 will be scary haunted house, the level designer decide what kind of house and how to make it feel scary. So this is your job, to ensure that you play around with the aesthetic and moods of the level. Level designer normally construct all these things using tool created specifically for the purpose. That's why parts of your job as a student is explore as much software as you can, as the building software, not only just exploring the engine such as the Unity, for example, but you must explore other software, 3D modeling software. Uh, in fact, the simplest ones such as Canva can be explored as well. Some game actually ship their level design tools along with the game, so the players can expand and customize the game world. So this is another way of you to develop your own, or customize your games world. So basically, you have the tools to design your games. So it's happened to the old games. It's happened as well to the new games, but only now the new games they don't give this ship their tools along with the game, but they give you some more addictive features, but it's require money. It's require your money. This is what happened to Genshin Impacts. They apply the addictive so that you become addictive. You don't really design tools, but you can get the tools by doing something. It's almost similar to the simplest games such as Animal Crossings. They give you tools, they allow you uh, to design something using the tools. Out of the tools, you're making a product. Then you can sell the product. This is the new stuff that giving the user what we call addictive value, ketagihan, nilai-nilai ketagihan kepada pemain. So that's it, guys. The explanations about the game level design. When I meet you guys next week, hopefully I can see some progress on your uh, game level design, the cave, what inside the cave. As I said, inside the cave there must be resources, and so there must be some place, factory, if you are doing a tactical, because inside the cave basically you can't do the shoot and attacks like Mobile Legend, but inside the cave usually the concept is exploration. So there must be a buildings, but inside the cave, a simple building I was expecting, some place of gathering, some place of getting resources, some place where you can at least grow a crops, vegetable, so you can eat or sell. But inside the cave as well, you can explore further. There is a water sections where you can catch fish, for example, build your knowledge on how to dive inside the cave. So it's something similar like the old games, um, come on, I don't remember. Lara Croft. So you learn character, your character learn to swim inside the cave, found a goal, found a weapon, found a treasure hunts, treasure box, and everything. So you must have these kinds of design places. This is another good examples. This is the open world, the open world. But in your case, since you're doing the small project inside the cave, but you can also input the place, for example, the temple. The, while you're exploring the cave, you find the temple. So you can design the temple. Inside the temple, there is a scroll. When you read the scroll, you become a master of anything, master of illusions. You become a master of magics. You learn a few skills to manipulate water, to manipulate fire, for example, to kill your villains. So there must be a temple, or there must be some place for the for example, like this is more like a temple, and this is your where you can do your the findings, the gold, the silver, and this is your do your the entrance into to the cave, where you can dig up any resources such as gold, silver to make blade, for example. And this is the entrance of your cave, for example. Then this is the place inside the cave where you can practice make perfects of your targets, of your weapons, and there is a place of worships, and there is a place where you can keep your animals, you keep your animals so that you can sell or eat your the uh, garden, the farms, everything. So this is another good examples of the simple basic game level design. So I end our session today. So hopefully when I meet you guys, I hope to see some good sketches on how you design this. Remember, if you there's two options. If you don't want to do sketches, you can do the photo montage. Just uh, cut and paste anything that you find uh, related to your game projects, and you can do photo montage. At the same time, you can combine mixed methods, which is photo montage and the sketches together. All right. See you guys next week. Thank you and goodbye.